Hi, Dave.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, Dave. Do we curse on this podcast?
Yes, Eric. Yes, we do.
Are you ready, kids? Get your parents' permission, check your mailbox, and grab your shopping cart. It's time for the Adventures in Collecting podcast.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Dave. Welcome to Adventures in Collecting, where we talk toy news, culture, and hauls,
along with our journeys as collectors. So, welcome back to Adventures in Collecting.
Hey, everybody.
It's been a while, but this is just going to be a normal episode. We don't have no special guests, no interviews, no clip show. This is an old school Eric and Dave take on the world, talking about toys episode.
Yeah, pretty standard fare. We're back in business.
So we're recording this. It is March 13th, Friday the 13th. And
on today's episode,
we are going to go back to news and hauls. Dave is going to try to stump me with a Name That Toy, right?
Yeah, we've got to name that toy.
And then our main topic today, because it's been quite a topic across toydom lately, is store exclusives.
Yes.
So we'll get into the business of some store exclusives in a little bit. Before we fully get started, though, there is a small announcement that we have to make. Due to the current coronavirus pandemic, unfortunately, ZapCon, which was scheduled for March 28th and would have been our first attempt at a live show, is currently postponed.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I was really looking forward to getting to see everybody and hosting a panel and getting to interview Gene. But, there's more important things to take care of these days.
Yeah, and, while we're on the topic, I mean, it is just a topic in toy news as well. We heard rumblings of it back when we were at Toy Fair, before the virus kind of made its way stateside here. But, it is affecting the toy industry as a whole, along with, of course, many other facets of life. So, if you are out there hunting toys in person and you're not doing it online, just keep your hands away from your face. Make sure you're washing your hands. Dave was just playing the Uncle Dave card to my daughter about an hour ago, reminding her the trick when she's washing her hands, which is to sing the happy birthday song twice.
Yes.
So just, take care of yourselves, take care of other people, be respectful, and, we're not going to dwell on the coronavirus anymore this episode because it's everywhere, and I'm sure you're probably sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, as tired of talking about it as we are, I'm sure.
Yeah. So on to other toy news, right? They're gonna save #SpawnGate for later in the episode, as that ties into a little bit of our main topic. But there have been some really cool things coming out and have started hitting shelves. Some of the things that we saw at the Lego booth at New York Toy Fair are starting to hit shelves. Those $10 price pointed Thanos, Spider-Man, and Iron Man sets that are that look like mechs. They look like they're in little mech versions of themselves.
Yeah, to kind of go with the Spider-Man and Venom mechs.
Yep.
That are out there.
The Thanos is great. It comes with an infinity gauntlet that he's wearing, and like each gem is a solid or a single peg. It's just, they're neat, and especially at a $10 price point, it's great because you get like a posable multi or super articulated Lego mech along with a minifigure. So
yeah,
it's a good deal.
Those mechs are, I gotta say they're not the easiest build as well.
No, they're not. Now these are not as complicated as the Venom and Spider-Man mechs that came in that 2-pack that we both have some experience with.
That I unfortunately bought for a 4-year-old's birthday.
Yes.
Or Christmas.
Yeah,
yes.
I have to say, Lego is very good with the ages that are on their packages. They're there's a lot of thought that goes into what number they put on there.
Yeah, there was a 39-year-old having problems with that one too. So,
Yeah, accurate.
or
Yeah,
well, I'm not 39 yet, but 38-year-old having problems with that one.
it was a challenging build. Along with the other Lego stuff, the Mandalorian pack is out. Some of the Black Widow stuff is starting to hit shelves. I saw some sort of I saw it in passing, took a picture of it to post on our Instagram, and then looked no further at it because I know sometimes there could be some spoilery things.
Generally not if it's out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how I found out about technically Funko spoiled Giant Man for me. Because they had that Giant Man pop out before.
I think that was known.
I don't know. I remember seeing it and that was at least how I found out about it. So maybe the information was out there and I just hadn't seen it yet, which is entirely possible. But yeah, the other thing too with some of the new figures, speaking of Black Widow, our buddies over at Caster's Corner, they found the new wave of Marvel Legends, the Black Widow Marvel Legends in Connecticut. They've also showed up in California and then somewhere in the middle of the country. So those are starting to make it out to make it out on shelves. The Stan Lee, the long-awaited Stan Lee Marvel Legends figure, is somebody found at Universal Studios in Orlando, in the Marvel area for sale.
Okay.
It's also starting to show up from those fan channels. So Hasbro Pulse at this point is a little bit behind on the shipping date. The shipping date was scheduled for February 26th for that, and we are now a few weeks past that. So
understandably.
yeah. But they're starting to get out there. They're starting to make their way to people. And that's a very storied figure at this point. It was supposed to be a Build-A-Figure. They ended up canceling the wave, and now he's got his own look. And I'm sure at this point everyone has seen it. If not, just take a look on Hasbro Pulse's website. It's a great looking figure. Can't wait till I get that one. Other toy news. What else do I have?
I mean those WrestleMania standees, I guess, are out at Walmart.
Oh yeah, the shippers. Yeah, talk about that a little bit.
Basically it's the WrestleMania Elite Wave and the WrestleMania Basic and Battle Pack waves, as well as the current top picks, Elites, and the Series 74 with Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And apparently Peyton Royce went from being a Target exclusive to a Target and Walmart exclusive, which we'll talk more about too.
Interesting.
Later.
Other new things. Again with the cancellation of some things, Funko did a virtual convention event.
They did. They did kind of like I guess they called it Virtual Con.
They did.
But it was for all the ECCC exclusives, which there were ones that made it onto the website that I don't think people thought were going to be there. Like I was unable to get the Grand Budapest Hotel Pop 2-pack, but I was able to pick up the Scott Pilgrim sodas.
I was gonna say, did you go in for the sodas?
Yeah, I got sodas.
Yeah, those are cool. I like the marketing that they're doing for it, like making it look like a beach party and.
Yeah, we'll kind of unbox once those arrive.
Cool.
And I was able to pick up Recyclops Dwight from The Office, which was a Walmart.
And I think Funko also, this is coming off the heels of the Target Con thing that they did too.
Yeah, which is just, it was a fan thing that kind of gained steam, and then they just decided to be like, well, we'll release all of our Target exclusives on one day and call it Target Con.
Yeah, because that used to be what people called Funko Fridays back in the day, when they'd have the Funko Friday drop at Walmart, or at Target, like with Pikachu and.
There was it was more for when they would do groups of exclusives.
Gotcha.
They referred to it as Target Con.
Some other toy news: the vintage collection Mandalorian figures are starting to hit shelves. Our friend of the pod, Yuma at Yuma Booma on Instagram, he was able to find Cara Dune, the Mandalorian, the Remnant Stormtrooper, So it's really cool that those are finally starting to make it out onto shelves. Along with the big announcement from Lego, of course, which is they're partnering of Lego and Nintendo. So some pretty cool stuff in terms of news.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
No, I got nothing.
Yeah, so I guess on to hauls. I've actually caught the Spin Master Batman bug. Like I'm fully invested now. I actually have I have the entire first wave minus the regular gray Batman.
Okay.
In favor of the regular gray Batman, I went with the Target exclusive black, all black Batman with the yellow bat logo. Kind of gave me that 89 Batman feel. But I picked up Killer Croc, who's a Walmart exclusive but not labeled. I got that super rare, like pseudo translucent looking Robin.
Okay. That's what it.
Yeah, I think it's called super rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got Man Bat.
Okay.
The big figures, those chunky figures, like Killer Croc and Man Bat, they're so cool, and their center of balance is like crazy. Like you can have Killer Croc pick up two different other figures. Like you can have him pick up Robin in one hand and Batman in the other, and have them hold them above their heads. Like it's wild how like sturdy they are, which makes me excited for potential future figures. Like I'm immediately started thinking about, will they make a Bane figure?
Yeah, that's.
Which would be great.
I mean, they got a lot of world to play with there.
Yeah, and they have, again, we saw some of the new ones coming at Toy Fair, and, like, we saw, I think it was Copperhead, who's like the snake guy.
Yeah.
Who's another big guy. Who's the shark? King
Shark?
King Shark, yeah. He's a Target exclusive. I didn't pick him up. I wasn't crazy about how that figure looked. Plus, I've never really been a big fan of that villain. In terms of Batman's more aquatic villains, I've always liked Croc. So yeah, I'm curious to see what else they make in that line. But I picked up those. I picked up Scorpion from the McFarlane line because I am super 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 excited to get Spawn, and I want something to display him with. And I've been playing Mortal Kombat 11, and I really enjoy what they did with Scorpion's character in that. So I picked up that figure from Walmart. Great looking figure. And then the other big one for me is I finally got my repainted Venom in, and it's if it's not my favorite Marvel Legends figure so far, which is crazy because I only collect the MCU ones with the very few exceptions. It's one of them. I mean, he's such a fun figure to pose, and the details on him, and he's just monstrous. Like he's not that 90s Spider-Man cartoon Venom that's just kind of like a little bit bigger than Spider-Man. I mean, he's fucking huge. Like, it is a great figure. Again, great center of balance, so it stands well, it photographs nice. Looks great next to the Carnage figure. So I just love it. I was very happy to get that. I have a bunch of stuff on pre-order that hasn't come yet. And the only other thing that I got, and I got on behalf of both of us, which shout out to Amy again from Lego, and Megan, the PR rep who walked us through the booth at Lego. They sent us some Lego Dots stuff. So we have 2 wristband kits along with a jewelry box kit.
Oh, very cool.
So I posted a picture of that already, but we'll make a video of us, figuring that out. But it looks really cool. That's all I got for hauls.
I didn't get much this past week. I believe I picked up that Superman, the McFarlane Superman. I know you talked about picking that up previously.
Yep. Great figure.
Yeah, it's a great figure. I figured it's cool to kind of get into that line. I kind of made some rules for myself. As far as what I want to pick up.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'll say kind of like classic comic figures.
I'm looking at it kind of like iconic duos. So like the way you compose them. So like I now have I know I'm getting Batman and the Joker from that Arkham wave, right?
Okay.
So like you can pose Batman and the Joker. I have Nightwing because I caught him at a GameStop that was, blowing stuff out, so I got him really cheap. You could do Nightwing and Batman. You could do Batman and Superman. So like I'm looking for like just an iconic duo that I can display together.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like classic Justice League maybe, but I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I haven't really finished kind of mapping out the rules.
Well, weren't you saying that you were thinking about doing just movie realizations?
Yeah, which there aren't any yet. So
Yeah.
that's an easy one to make because it doesn't exist in the line at this point.
Yeah, and we haven't seen any inkling that anything's coming that way.
Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. We did see both of those, the regular and then the one in like the golden angel looking gear.
Yeah. So really nothing there yet. But I also think that that's a great Superman, so that's like a good representation of having Superman.
Yeah. And it's cool. It comes with the packed in flight stand and all that good stuff.
And then I got some WWE figures. Surprise, surprise. I picked up all elites. I got elite, the Ken Shamrock Elite.
Okay.
From a while back. That's a great figure. It's the only Ken Shamrock.
Were these were the ones that were living in your Amazon cart for a while, right?
Yeah, they were. I think it was like Series 52 Ken Shamrock.
Jeez.
I picked up. So I have a Kurt Hawkins when I went to the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast live podcast that they did WrestleMania week. This past year I got a Elite Rider and Elite Hawkins signed by both
superstars.
Both superstars. And then but I also had an extra rider. So I was like, I need a Hawkins. And I've just been kind of waiting for to do an order to get one.
Yeah. Like a rider and a Hawkins that you could open.
That I could open. So I got the Hawkins and it wound up being the Chase.
Hey.
In the black outfit.
That's right.
As opposed to the blue outfit. So cool. So I have that one opened.
Nice.
I also got, as part of that order, the recent first time in the line Eric Young Elite, which was cool. It's a great figure. It's a very underrated figure. It's from the Sanity run, which doesn't exist anymore, but really cool figure. Then I took a late night run to my local Target, random Sunday night Target run, and the shelves must have just been freshly stocked.
What a feeling.
And I posted this photo on our Instagram, which is AIC_podcast.
Oh, with the plug. He got it.
And I found a fresh stocking of Drew McIntyre, the Page Target exclusive, and the Cassius Ohno Target exclusive. There was a second Drew that I left for whoever else wanted to get it. But I finally got those.
That was the one you had to put back at the toy show, right? Because it was set aside for somebody.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre.
At not retail price.
Yeah.
And then I went to Walmart and found, didn't find a Jim the Anvil Neidhart, but I did find the Seth Rollins Series 75, which is Seth Rollins in the Chicago Bears gear from this past, last year's Royal Rumble, which, as a Bears fan, I kind of was like, this is the Seth that I want.
Yeah. And what was the one? Didn't I pick up one for you? Did we talk about that yet? I don't think we talked about that. The one that I found in the Walgreens that time forgot.
Oh yeah, a women's division Maurice, which.
Yeah, she showed up in your unboxing.
Yeah, she did. She was there as just a scale kind of comparison for Jushin Thunder Liger.
Who was also somebody that you got.
Is also somebody that I got. I didn't mention it because we saw the unboxing, but yeah, that Maurice was cool. That was one that I would have grabbed if I had seen at a decent price online, but didn't think I would find for retail at a Walgreens in 2020. So
Yeah, it was wild. That Walgreens had such a strange array of figures. It had her. It had 2 of the Alexa Blisses from that wave.
Which was released like later.
It had,
Because that wave or that line,
I should say line, not wave.
Yeah, that line of women's division figures was supposed to get the first Natty Elite, Natalia Elite.
Yeah.
And I think there was supposed to be a Naomi coming too, which we still have not seen. So.
But yeah, they had that. They had a Marvel Legends Sasquatch wave Paladin, which, my God, that figure's like 5 years old. They had the Mace Windu Funko Pops. It was just weird. They had like stuff that I know people were like, actively searching and hoping to find years ago, all like together in one spot. It was weird. It was a weird array of figures.
Yeah, that's certainly a hodgepodge.
Yeah. Anything else? Did you haul in anything else?
No, that's it. I've not been to the stores lately.
So you know what time it is then.
Is it time to hit the music?
It's time to play Name That Toy!
Now, it's been a couple weeks since we've played Name That Toy, and if this is the first time listening, first of all, hello, thank you for finding us. Hope you're enjoying yourself. We play a little game called Name That Toy. Right now, the current score is Dave 2, Eric 1.
Yeah, if you're coming in from Toy Fair, this is what the show generally is like.
Yes. So the way that this game works is, one of us chooses a toy or a toy line and prepares a few clues that go from very broad to more narrow in their target. And today will be Dave's turn. The last time was mine. If I can't get it, what we'll do is we'll kick it out to you guys on Instagram. So again, that's at AIC_podcast.
Or Twitter. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Twitter.
Anywhere on social media.
Anywhere. We'll just post it. And if somebody guesses it right, we'll randomly select one of the people who guesses it right, and we have some fun prizes. So we'll pick one of the prizes that we've collected and have been hanging on for this. We haven't had a chance to deliver on this yet because Dave and I have answered each other's clues both times. So, with that, Dave, are you ready?
Yeah, I am. I think
I'm in trouble.
This may be it.
I know that smile. So I'm gonna cue the music, and let's get started.
Okay, so this one I didn't really do there's no real inherent order to the clues. It just kind of goes through the information about it.
Okay.
Because this is a weird one.
All right. I'm ready.
All right, so your first hint or your first clue. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I mean, we'll say it's the same year. It was produced by Kenner in 1986, based on a 5-episode miniseries based on a licensed person.
A licensed person?
And the person is a character, I'll say that.
Mr. T?
No, but that's a good guess.
Okay, so licensed Kenner made these in, give me the year one more time?
1986.
1986. And it's off of a licensed person. Okay, keep going.
The cartoon was produced by Ruby Spears Entertainment.
Oh. Might as well be Britney Spears Entertainment. 1986. Alright, give me another one.
Alright. The heroes fought the evil organization known as Vulture.
Oh, man. This sounds familiar. I'm gonna have my toy card revoked at the end of this episode. I have a sinking suspicion. Vulture, and it's not Mr. T, but it's a person. All right, keep going.
Vulture was led by the Claw and his associate Super Ninja.
Claw. The only bad guy I know there are two bad guys I know Claw are from Black Panther and Inspector Gadget. And Inspector Gadget was not a person.
It's neither of those.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not even gonna take that as a guess.
I'm like trying to work through it out loud. Fucking person. I don't know why I'm stuck on that. How many more clues do I have?
You have 2.
All right, give me another one.
Are you sure?
I mean, I don't have any other choice.
A comic book based off of the cartoon and inherently the toy line was created by Marvel imprint Star Comics.
I'm trying to think the 80s, a person. Like a fucking person, not a character, right? Like a...
The person is a character in this, but it's a person.
So the person went... We've never established rules about asking questions back. I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
You got one more clue, so I'm cool with it.
So the person was known as their character?
No, the person is the character.
Okay, wait, so I've been thinking about this all wrong. So it's not like a Mr. T, where he was like a character but everybody knew him as Mr. T.
I mean, he's Mr. T, so that's...
1986.
So I'll put it this way. This person is who this person is. It's not like Hulk Hogan.
But he's a real person.
He's a real person. Or like, like it's not like Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah. It's... Okay. It's not like Magnum P.I. Tom Selleck.
It would be Tom Selleck.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think that might as well have been its own clue.
I still don't know, man. All right, give me the last clue. I think you got me. Shit.
The hero was accompanied by Pepper, Reed, and Too Much, amongst others. Too Much is a character's name.
Pepper, Reed, and Too Much. Man, I have a feeling there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be very angry with me.
This is...
Pepper?
I had a couple ideas, and this is the one I went with.
Was it Ronald McDonald?
No.
I was trying to think.
Ronald McDonald isn't a person.
I know, Dave. All right, wait. Let me think about this for another minute before I completely
I'll see
throw
if I
in the
can come
towel
up with
here.
another clue.
No, how many was that? Was that 5?
That was 6.
Yeah, no, don't come up with another clue. If I can't get it, I can't get it. Run through them. Just run through them again. Read through the 6 clues again.
It was produced in Kenner, or it was produced in Kenner. It was produced in Kenner. It was produced by Kenner in 1986, based on a 5-episode miniseries. Based on starring a licensed person.
A license? That's such a weird.
I can't eat.
No, I get what you're saying now, but like now I'm trying to think through like 80s pop culture and who was like who was a brand basically. Like you're talking about somebody that was their own brand.
And still may be.
Like I think Hulk Hogan, Mr. T in 86, that's too early for like an MC Hammer line of figures.
Do you want, I mean...
No,
They're fighting against an evil organization known as Vulture.
I got nothing. This is a good one. You stumping me is a good thing. Like the idea is that we're supposed to try to stump each other.
So, all right. I went through the third clue.
Yeah.
The cartoon was produced by Ruby Spears Entertainment. Vulture was led by the Claw and his associate Super Ninja. Super Ninja was his right-hand man, as it were. George Washington were to mention that as Alexander Hamilton. A comic book was created by Marvel imprint Star Comics. And the hero, the licensed individual, the pop culture icon, was accompanied by Pepper, Reed, 2 separate people, and Too Much, amongst others. Too Much, also a separate person.
A person, not like a robot.
That wouldn't.
Okay.
It's either one of those things where you know that from that or not.
I give up. I give up.
So how are we doing this? Are we bleeping it, or am I just telling you and
So yeah.
Here's what I'll do.
Tell it to me and we'll bleep it. Remember we bleeped we bleeped name.
Yeah, that's true. And we will now.
Yeah. Son of a bitch, I was so close.
You were. When you said Mr. T, I was like, he's going to get this.
Fuck me. All right. Well,
and I was going to get one. However, they are not cheap. They are not inexpensive to come by.
It's funny you mention these because somebody just posted a picture of one of these within our timeline, like recently.
Oh wow!
Like posted a picture of one on card.
Really?
And I was like, I've never seen these before. Okay. All right. Well, so. Oh my God. All right. Okay, so I'll figure out after the episode's over. Dave and I will look through the couple of things I have set aside for.
Eric will come up with a prize.
Like, yeah, we have a couple things that we can give away.
You've been teasing things for weeks.
Yeah.
So
I'm
fully confident in your ability to
select a prize.
All
right, we'll figure it out. Yeah. So we'll throw this up on Instagram and Twitter Monday at some point. We'll wait until probably like Monday night at some point.
I still have a couple other ones too that I think but they just need some time.
So you get another point. So you're now
3-1.
3-1.
So this day in history.
I gotta bleep that again.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so with that, I'm gonna be mad about that for 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks. Yeah. So with that, let's head on over to our main topic. So store exclusives.
Yeah.
So we mentioned a couple already. I sort of mentioned Spawn. Dave mentioned some of the Peyton Royce and Cassius Ohno, right?
And Paige, yeah.
So
Jim the Anvil.
Store exclusives have been a thing for as long as I can remember with toys. Like there was always like the figure that you either had to mail away for, or the figure that like you could only find at Toys R Us. Like there was always some level of exclusivity when it came to collecting.
Or like specific box sets at Kmart or Target or Walmart or.
Yeah, remember before we had a Target around us? Like back in those like Jack Pacific days?
When Target was only a Midwest thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, our dad would go on business trips and would come home with like, I remember there was like a 3-pack, a Buried Alive 3-pack.
And King of the Iron Rungs.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 3-packs.
But it was the only way you could get the Executioner.
Mm-hmm.
Was in that Buried Alive one. And then who was the exclusive in the other one?
I'll look that up.
Dave's going to look that up. But it's so interesting that, now as these kind of store, like a lot of the toy stores are gone. So like the KB, the obviously Toys R Us in its original form, some of the stores that kind of got folded into GameStop. So there was like Electronics Boutique and there was another one too, Software, etc. These stores used to have these exclusives, but and even to an extent, Kmart's going away. A lot of those are closing, if not all of them at this point. But store exclusives still a really big thing, and the big brands, play into it. So the Mattels, the Hasbros, the
It must have been the first way to either get the ref or the ladder or the Stone Cold in the Austin 316 shirt.
Okay. I remember that set. You talking about it, I remember it. But yeah, the store exclusives still a really big deal. Like right now, as we're recording this episode, recently somebody got handcuffed and let out of a Target for trying to steal a Red Hulk. And we've talked about the aftermarket before and how some people are a little opportunistic, right? So these Targets are not getting a lot of the Red Hulks, and people are going and getting them before they even hit shelves, but buying all of them, and quote unquote, to help other collectors who don't have a Target in their area. It's like, oh yeah, great, but you're not selling it at the retail price plus shipping. You're upcharging, and oh, I'm saving you on your gas money, and it's wild how these store exclusives kind of get twisted sometimes, depending on the popularity.
Which we talked about in the Don't Be That Guy episode.
Yeah.
Or Don't Be That Person.
But Hot Topic's another one. They're Hot Topic with the Pops, right? They get a lot of exclusives.
Yeah, but I mean, so does any store, Hot Topic or Walmart or Target or GameStop. There's always some exclusive.
I feel like the big three at this point would probably be Walmart, Target, and
Amazon gets exclusives.
And Amazon. Oh yeah, I forgot about Amazon. Yeah.
But there have been some weird ones for Pops. Like there are Foot Locker exclusives. Like there was a Foot Locker exclusive Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, some of the athletes, they try to play into the demographic of the type of shopper that goes into the store. Somebody who's more athletically
it's more of
minded.
I guess like sports stars.
Yeah, which makes sense. And same with GameStop gets a lot of the the video game and or anime type exclusives. Again, they're playing.
Yeah, and Hot Topic is more like horror. You'll see horror or music exclusives or
or CW stuff. They had a lot
of
the
Supernatural and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yep. You picked up one of those exclusives, didn't you?
I got a Supernatural car chase.
You did.
Because I just saw it there.
Yeah.
I still have it. I just thought it was like cool.
And then Hasbro's taking the exclusive moniker and going a kind of a different route with it. They do what they call fan channel exclusives. So they're exclusives to they won't be in brick and mortar, basically. Like they'll be on your Entertainment Earths, your Big Bad Toy Stores, your Amazons.
Entertainment Earth has their fair share of exclusives too.
Yeah, they're starting to get a lot more of them as time goes on.
Well, they've had Pops for a while.
Yeah, they announced two pretty cool ones at Toy Fair. They had they have the Wolverine, Venomized Wolverine, I think. Or Zombie Wolverine, maybe, and that Cosmic Spider-Man.
Okay.
Which is awesome. The store exclusive stuff, like it's. Do you see it more as like a blessing or a curse when it comes to it?
I mean, it's always been there, so I wouldn't say it's a curse necessarily. It's really just more of it makes, depending on the availability, it makes the hunt more of a hunt.
That's 100% for sure.
But I wouldn't say it's necessarily. I wouldn't say it's bad.
I think the thing though is with some of these, they're not toy stores. Like Walmart has a very active toy section. Same with Target. But like at the end of the day, like it was one thing when a toy store had an exclusive launch or they were like a launch partner.
Well, yeah, but like let's look at WWE for example. So like Walmart had The Rock, Patterson, Briscoe. Which were easy to come by. Ghostbusters are relatively easy to come by. The Masters of the WWE Universe you're starting to see more of.
Yeah.
But then I never saw Gorilla Monsoon. So, like, Jim the Anvil Neidhart I still have never seen. I hadn't seen, for Target, I find that for their WWE ones, they're a bit harder to come by, but then those network spotlight ones,
yeah,
I haven't see everywhere.
In all fairness, though, like I've seen pictures of people who have found Jim Neidhart, like like multiple times. Like you scroll, if you put him
Mhm.
in a hashtag or scroll through kind of like toy Instagram, you'll find him. I've seen Gorilla Monsoon maybe twice. Like in terms
Oh,
of
in terms of people
like,
having photos of it.
yeah, just
I
like
was gonna say you've seen it twice and I don't have it.
no, no. I haven't seen it twice in person. I'm saying I have only literally seen it in other people's hands twice. So I think that might be one that's just kind of maybe it hasn't been distributed or
And that's always been a weird thing too, because you think back to the retros, like Series 3 was everywhere forever, and then there were ones that I've never seen in stores. Like I saw Series 4, or I'm sorry, Series 5 in Kmart once, and it was all of them, and I just grabbed them, and that was the only time I've seen them in public.
yeah. But the reason why I brought up what's kind of your feeling is I've unfortunately had an unfortunate experience with the launch of Spawn. So on last Sunday, so it was at the 8th, was the store exclusive launch of Spawn, which we heard about at Toy Fair. McFarlane provided a list of 400 Walmarts that Spawn was supposed to be at. We unfortunately did not have one in our area, so that wasn't an option. But he was also supposed to be available at 10 a.m. Eastern on Sunday. Not only did he not show up on Sunday at all on Target's or on Walmart's website, he was only in a handful of those stores. People were driving all over to the stores, and he never showed up. And not only did he not show up, he wasn't even in the system. So like the Walmart employees couldn't even look for him. And then without any sort of heads up, he just showed up on Walmart.com on Monday. And I happened to get lucky and grabbed two. I grabbed one for myself and I grabbed one for Dave, for Dave P of Calling All Creeps and Zap Comics. And I was like, cool, done and dusted, got it. Full release date is March 13th. Great. I get an email 2 days later, automatically generated from Walmart, saying, sorry, your order is canceled. And then, of course, he's no longer available on Walmart.com. I had, not paid attention when he was available for sale on Amazon as like the second partner store, and he was no longer available there. But he was available at GameStop for $27 instead of $20. So it's just weird sometimes. I think because these stores, and I do not put any blame whatsoever on McFarlane Toys, because they made it perfectly clear to us when we met them at Toy Fair how much they cared about this product, how much they care about Spawn. Obviously, it's Todd's creation.
Well, that, and they made it clear how he was going to be in these 400 stores.
Yeah,
and online.
Like they had their communications out, like they were being as transparent as they could, and they are very much so like a collector's first brand, across the board. So when it didn't work out and it wasn't available, I have to imagine that they were just as pissed off as we were. But because these stores aren't toy stores first, the way that stores used to be, I think sometimes there's a problem doing these limited and timed exclusivities. Like I just it sucks, but like it was way more headache than it was worth.
And I think another big thing too that kind of softened the blow, as it were, it's available. Maybe not right now.
Yeah.
But it was, you could get it in other places.
Yeah.
Timed, like Entertainment Earth had it, GameStop had it.
Yeah.
Amazon had it.
The full release date, now that it's been posted a couple places, the actual real release date is April 14th or 17th or something like that. So, hopefully at that point he'll start showing up on shelves and everything. I was able to get as much as I begrudged the experience, I was able to get him on Amazon. Just got lucky refreshing, found him, was able to order the same two that I originally had at Walmart. So I'll cancel my GameStop order. Yeah, it's just it's with these store exclusives, it makes kind of the hunt a heightened experience, I think, overall, whether it's something that's happening digitally or something that's happening, in store.
Well, like I think it was released at the AEW figures. I think August is when they're due.
Yeah, late summer.
I thought it was like the first week in August. I think they said.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be at Ringside Collectibles for online and Walmart.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, fine. But now that you have those kind of two outlets, do you want to go out and get them, or do you want to just sit at home? You're going to pay a little more.
Yeah.
But you'll get it, and it'll be shipped right to you.
The other thing you have to consider too is, like, you can go on Ringside right now and order that special Chris Jericho, like the bubbly one,
which I did. Yes,
it's still in stock.
Mm-hmm.
Spawn. People have been waiting for this figure for a very long time. I mean, this is the first real super articulated Spawn, like real super articulated Spawn. There was one in the movie line back in the day that had more articulation than most other Spawn figures before it had, but it still wasn't great. This figure is unbelievable, and we've seen it. So I think part of it too, might just be the miscalculation of how popular this figure would be. And I think the same thing goes for Hasbro with Red Hulk. And I think that's tough when it comes to a store exclusive, because you have one option to get it.
I think that's relative, to be honest. You never really know what's going to be popular.
Let's break it down to you and I. What was your favorite all-time store exclusive?
I mean, favorite of all time, there were
some good wrestling ones back in the day.
There were always some good Jax ones. But you collected them more. It was more of buying them for you, and that was the fun part. I mean, I'm gonna kind of beat the dead horse, as it were. Retro Series 1 and Series 2 were Walmart. WWE Retros. That was what really kind of got me back into collecting wrestling figures and collecting something that's not pop vinyls.
Yeah.
And it was, the nostalgia factor was huge with it. It was, they were, it's something where I have the entire series in mint on card. And it's something where I've should I go get them again just to open them?
Mattel, if you're listening, bring back retros.
Nah, they're done.
Bring back retros.
I mean, I would love them, but it feels like they're done.
We could will it into existence.
If Brian Myers and Matt Cardona could not will it back into existence, we will not be able to will it back into existence.
Fair. I feel like too, we have to mention, only because it is Friday the 13th. Wasn't there an awesome NES Jason with the box that played the music from the game that was just a GameStop exclusive from NECA?
I thought it was.
Or was it Toys R Us?
I don't think it played the music.
There's one that played music when you like a greeting card, where when you opened that.
I mean, I know the video game ones I think were Toys R Us exclusive, because they had Master System Rocky, they had LJ and Freddy, they had LJ and Jason.
I forgot about the Rocky one. That was all black and yellow, right?
No, Master System Rocky was just Rocky 4 Rocky.
Yeah, those are cool figures. No, there's definitely one. I'm going to try to find a video of it.
I know that they made blue and purple Jason.
There's one where the box plays that loop.
And NECA had and this is one of those things that I wish I had bought. They had made you can get still the regular mask, but they had made blue and purple mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I had it in my hand so many times, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? When GameStop had the 8-bit pop vinyl exclusives of Jason and Freddy in LJN colors, I got those. I never got the reaction figures, though, which are ones that I wanted. I think the one year they were New York Comic-Con exclusives, the Jason and Freddy reactions that were in the LJN colors.
Yeah, there's one that plays. I'm trying to figure out what it was from, but it plays the music.
Like the walking through the cabin music, or? Yes, that's in the cabin, right?
Yeah, and when you open the box, it does that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And it says, actually, on the inside of the box, it says, "You and your friends are dead." That's great. I'll post this video on our Instagram. But yeah, there's a lot of great store exclusives that are still coming in the pipe. You know, we noticed at Toy Fair there was a bunch of announcements. You know, even like the real Ghostbusters figures are Walmart exclusives. The real Ghostbusters relaunch figures. So you know, I guess it makes the hunt a little bit tougher, but
and I think here's the other thing with it too. Like when it's the WWE Elites, where it's like 1 to 2 per case, that's gonna make it a little bit more difficult than a full case of Masters of the WWE Universe.
Yeah. Well, I guess the answer here is that store exclusives aren't going away anytime soon.
No, and that's fine.
And just, there is a wonderful toy community on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. There are blogs out there of people that kind of do all the work and keep track of stuff for you, which is kind of what we're trying to do as best as we can.
And also just, communities of people who are trying to kind of keep it where it's, they'll buy, if they see 3 of them, they'll buy them and then, get them to their friends at retail plus shipping.
Yep.
Which is outstanding. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's the good part of the community.
Yeah. So, with that, we're going to wrap it up for today. And as always, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AIC_podcast. Again, if you bought a pass for ZapCon, stay tuned. It's not canceled; it's just postponed. So hopefully, they'll have a new date ironed out soon, and we'll be on top of making sure that gets out there. We have some ice cream to eat.
Thank you, dear listener, for hanging out with us today. Subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you listen, and then tell your friends to do it. Thanks also to Joe Azzari, the golden voice behind our intro. Our music is Game Boy Horror by the Zombie Dandies. Find more about them both in our show notes.
Follow us on social media at AIC_podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Stop by and say hi, show us your toy hauls, and share your toy stories. Maybe we'll talk about it in a future episode.
Don't try this at home. Void where prohibited and some assembly required. Each sold separately, not a flying toy. Consult a physician if your toy run exceeds more than 4 hours.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.